Hey everybody, welcome to the next part of this week's lesson. Observations versus inferences. You're going to make this a big title in your notebook, and depending on what page it's on in your notebook, if it's on page 2 or 3 or whatever, you're going to flip back to your table of contents and write that down. Observations versus inferences. You could also abbreviate obs versus inf. Okay, I've given you those abbreviations. In my class, you do not have to write down everything word for word, and you are allowed to abbreviate so long as you know what your abbreviations mean. Okay, so nice title. First, so you'll have a little bit of notes to follow, and then enter that into your table of contents along with whatever page it's on. Okay. So we have a little bit of vocab for you today. An observation is something that's seen, noticed, heard, felt, or stated about an object or phenomenon. Phenomenon is just an event, okay? And an observation is usually something no one can argue with. This is where I would pick on someone in the class who's doing this. The observation is this person is leaning their head on their fist. Okay, that's the observation. No one can really argue with that statement, and if you do, you're just arguing to argue. And I'm not interested. Okay, the inference of this could be many, many things. We'll get there in a second. So an inference is an assumption or a conclusion based on your own prior knowledge combined with what you're seeing, combined with that observation. So this could be interpreted, or this inference could be, maybe I'm tired. Maybe that person's bored. This was hilarious. One year I actually asked kids, I said, so what is it? We'll call him Johnny. I don't even remember what his name was, but I said, are you bored or are you tired? He goes, no, I'm trying to see around the person in front of me. So my inference was totally wrong. He was just trying to see, and I guess his neck might have been tired, but he's like, no, it's just easier to see if he propped his head on his hand that way. Okay. So how are these two related? Hopefully you're coming to that conclusion on your own. An inference is based on your observation. Do you see how this is triple starred on either side? That means it's super important and it will probably show up on a test. So I would write that down. So pause me if you need to and write it down. Okay, in your notebook you're just going to write like a number 1. You don't have to write this whole title down. But number 1 and then maybe 1, 2, 3. 3 observations and 1 inference for this. Be careful with jumping to conclusions. He has a white shirt. He has red shorts. His eyes are scrunched shut. His mouth is open. It looks like he may be screaming, but there's no sound, so we don't know that for sure. He's holding his left shin with both of his hands. So those are all things no one can really argue with. Now, the obvious inference, the obvious assumption is he got hurt playing soccer and his left shin hurts really, really badly. Okay, we don't know the extent of the injury. You can't look at this and go, he broke his leg. We don't know that yet. There's no evidence. We know nothing about what's going on with his shin bone. Okay, so you cannot make that conclusion just yet. Do this again. Just write number 2, and then 1, 2, 3 for your obs. And then 1 inference based on those observations. Be careful with saying, she's outside. How do you know? You're assuming she's outside. Again, pause me to do this. I'm going to keep the video going. Number 3, 3 observations and 1 inference for this one. Pause me here. Oops, I don't think I numbered that correctly. Anyway, this is just a funny photo. I think it's funny. 3 observations, 1 inference. Moving on, we are going to talk about, there are actually 2 types of observations. I think you have some experience with this. Qualitative is data relating to the quality of something. These are your description words. They might cover color or smell or shape or size or temperature, but they are relative. So bigger than, shorter than, warmer, cooler, brighter, dimmer, something like that. There's basically, it's not exact. There are no numbers. We have a big dog and a little dog compared to each other. I'm sure there are even smaller dogs, and I'm sure there are bigger dogs. We have colorful cups. They look to be roughly the same size. That's a qualitative observation. I don't know, I didn't say exactly what size that was. Okay? But again, qualitative relates to the quality. Moving on. Now the other type is quantitative. This one's the easy one for me to remember because quantitative, quantity. There's going to be a number and there's going to be a unit. She is 5.5 inches tall. The water is 115 degrees Fahrenheit. He is 3 inches taller than his friend. I think you get the idea. Okay, so pause me here and make a couple quantitative observations about what you see. Now in your notebook, you don't have to write this big long sentence down, but just write number 1 or picture number 1 and write down one qualitative and one quantitative observation about this photo. Pause to do that. Photo number 2. Pause me. And photo number 3. I'm going to go ahead and make an inference. I'm going to assume that this dog is not named Grace. Okay, I'm just going to assume. And assuming sometimes is dangerous, but that's my inference. Okay, you are done with this lesson. In Google Classroom, you will have an assignment that has you doing these similar skills, so you will submit that there. You should be able to type right into the document. Okay, it will be a Google Doc and a copy is made for you. So that's how that assignment will work. Okay? Thank you and good luck.